and these little characters lived under the water, under the ocean.
There were so many great characters. There was All-Star, there was Casey, there was Dimmy.
They were only called the Snorks because turnip heads didn't really sell well.
Contrary to popular belief, this is not a sexual organ.
That's good! They weren't terribly smart because even though they had snorkels, they kept them fully submerged. So they ran a high risk of drowning.
That's bad. You can't breathe now, can you? Close this guy off and you got nothing.
Oh, my starfish!
They should have called them the bong heads and just gotten it over with. I mean, for real. That's what it looks like. It's just like... Dude, I smoked a snork. I'm so wasted. I can't believe it.
Holy jumping catfish!
Snork is a desperate attempt to rip off the Smurfs.
My word!
I remember watching them after the Smurfs and thinking that they had something to do with the Smurfs, but I didn't know what.
I don't think they're related. I think they're just kind of a rip-off.
They never really caught on quite as well as Smurfs, which is why we're waiting until the 3rd edition of I Love the 80s to talk about them.
Well, I'll be a sea monkey's uncle.
The one thing that the Snorks had on the Smurfs was that they had more than one girl. So it wasn't that creepy Smurf gangbang thing going on with them.
I Love 84.
In 83, you know, it was okay to have a floor-length chinchilla, and that was just the men. You should see what the women were wearing. Come 84, it all changed.
There were animal rights activists, and they marched down Fifth Avenue lightly clad, protesting the fashion of fur.
People for the ethical treatment of animals named PETA said, you know what, you guys are wrong. You shouldn't be wearing fur coats.
PETA decided that they were going to kick the whole anti-fur thing up a notch and start throwing red paint on people.
People would pop out of nowhere and throw red paint on their fur coats. How fun is that, throwing paint at old rich ladies?
I always thought they should have thrown skinned weasels on them, or skinned minks, you know. Like, you could have the coat, but here, take the rest of the animal as well.
Our aim is to make every man or woman who wears a fur coat in public embarrassed for having done so.
Come on, PETA. Throw paint on this. Come on.
Is this,
what?
Genuine chinchilla?
Natural. All natural.
It's fashion. And I'm allowed to look really, really hot.
I have sympathy for the animals, but I also want to look my best.
Whenever I see a chimpanzee wearing people clothes, I throw paint on him, because it's wrong.
But it's so cute.
No, it's wrong.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's wrong, wrong, wrong. Bobo, you.
My mom grew up poor in the Bronx. My dad saved up, bought her a fur coat. And if she saw anybody with a spray can, she would say, you touch this coat, I'll rip your balls off.
It ain't much. Barf me out.
TV bloopers and practical jokes with Ed McMahon and Dick Clark. Oh, TV bloopers and practical jokes with Ed McMahon. Oh. TV bloopers and practical jokes with Ed McMahon and Dick Clark was really frummy. Oh.
Welcome to TV's bloopers and practical jokes.
The hosts were people who, relatively unfamiliar to television viewers. Dick Clark and Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon and Dick Clark would just laugh their asses off at other people's misery. Did you see that stupid ass? High five, Dick and Ed. Yeah, woo!
Oh. The premise was practical jokes for famous people. This was Ed McMahon's Punk'd.
The actors never reacted in that much of a shocked manner because Dick Clark was friends with these guys.
You're on TV's bloopers and practical jokes.
Remember Lindsay Wagner? She got stuck in a bear trap.
They also did that episode where they killed Linda Carter's sister.
I love that they did a practical joke on Stevie Wonder, and it was a hidden camera, so he wouldn't see that the joke was being played on him.
You are on TV, bloopers, and practical jokes.
Did they then point out the cameras to Stevie Wonder? Stevie, if I just pivot you over here, Cameraman, if you can cough, that's where the hidden camera was.
I don't even think Ashton Kutcher would play tricks on Stevie Wonder. I mean, that's just cruel.
Ashton Kutcher's going nowhere where Ed McMahon hasn't been before, and I'm including Demi Moore in that statement.
I love 84.
Coming up, the biggest bunch of Nimrod cops you ever did see. Police Academy next on I Love the 80s 3D 1984. But first, craving some 3D bonus material.